So I'm back and I'm calling all my Africans. Y'all up next. Come to the front of the classroom because I got to talk to y'all, okay? So I want to talk to you all about a Somalian nurse practitioner who got into a verbal altercation with one of her patients who who happened to be an African American man. And when I tell you she called him every N word and racial slur under the sun, it's ridiculous. So I don't exactly know what happened, what caused them to get to this point, but they were in the clinic where she practiced and they both had phones. And so basically he called her a prostitute, which is wrong. Let's say he shouldn't be calling her any sort of names, but her as a provider should have let him know that this interview is over and he had to leave, and she should have walked away and her staff could have finished the rest. But this woman decided to go on and call him every name under the sun, calling him a slave, calling him the N-word, telling him he's a Negro. And mind you, this woman is my skin color. Anyone on the street, when you see her walking, you would feel like she is a black woman in society, because that is exactly what she is. So a lot of people are calling for, and mind you, this happened last year, but they were calling to try to get her license revoked, saying that she should not be working with the general public, things of that nature. So I'm just here to say, first of all, we need to stop. So I did a whole video not too long ago about African Americans with their discriminatory thoughts or feelings towards the African Americans having to do with the Essence Fest, but we won't even go there today. But today, what we're going to talk about is a lot of these Africans who have discriminatory thoughts, processes, actions, feelings towards Black American people. And this is the reason why global racism and colonization has really effed up the minds of a lot of Black people throughout the world. Because what happens is a lot of them will come over here and they feel like they can look down on and talk down on Black American people. Mind you, that video that I did, there were some Africans in the comments going back and forth with some of the Black Americans, calling them slaves, which was the craziest thing to me. And I've seen that on TikTok as well. Some South Africans getting into it with Black Americans, calling them slaves, and as well as a Somalian woman who called this Black American man a slave. So let's just talk about this. First of all, it boggles my mind for an African person or a person of African descent to call a Black American a slave. Because at the end of the day, slavery ended back 100 and something years ago. We won't say hundreds, 100 and something years ago in the United States. So nobody living today has ever been a slave. And mind you, slavery is never anyone's fault. That was never the fault of the ancestors of slaves. That was the fault of the slave masters. And let's not forget that those slaves were Africans, where we came from. So because they were enslaved, what does that mean? That just means that African people were enslaved. So for that to be an insult or a something that they try to throw out to Black American people to try to make them feel bad, it really doesn't. It's really ignorant and it's really sad. And the thing about it is, if we want to be completely honest, there is a lot of slavery forms going on in those countries that those people are calling us slaves in. Like South Africa, you calling Black American slaves, but you cannot look past what was going on with apartheid. With Somalia, a lot of times, like Somalia, Ethiopia, a lot of East African countries, you can't look past a lot of the poverty and people living just above slavery. And a lot of different African countries, you can't look past seeing a lot of sex slavery and a lot of slave-like activity going on over there. So to try to use slavery as a weapon to try to demean or dehumanize us as African Americans is quite sad, and it's very eye-opening that this even occurs or these things are even being said. Now, for the next thing, for this woman to really just sit up here and tell this man that he's the N-word and he's a Negro, honey, I need you to understand and know that when you come from an African country to America, you are also a Negro and a racial slur, if that's what you want to use, if that's what some ignorant people want to use on you. That is not common to Black American people to be called those slurs. It is anybody with dark skin, and that's not even, they don't even have to be African. They can be Indian. They can be Middle Eastern. A lot of them have been called derogatory racial slurs as well. It is people of color, brown color skin. So that just right there just shows a lot of people's ignorance. But I also wanted to say to a lot of these people who feel the need, who come over from different countries, and mind you, this is not just Africa, this is Caribbean. I've heard a lot of different stuff from Caribbean people saying negative things about Black people, lazy this, dumb this, whatever the case may be. When a Black American person travels globally, they have respect. They are respected. They are some of the most respected Black people in the world by way of their American stamp. Now, is it right for any person of color to be discriminated against, talked down to when they are traveling globally? Heck no. But I really want these people to understand and know that are coming over here talking down on Black people, that Black people are respected throughout the world. They can travel anywhere in the world and they will be respected as soon as they open their mouth. But that is not the same case for a lot of people that share the same hue from outside of America. So I really want people to understand, when you're putting down Black people, trust and believe, you got to put some respect on their name because they get respect wherever they go. But honestly, truly, these diaspora wars, they really just have to end, because at the end of the day, when you're coming over here, you feel like you're better, or you're talking down on somebody, just trust and believe the people that have put that into your mind and instilled that into your mind, they look down on you too. They don't feel like you're any better. They just feel like you're the token person who they can sit and plant seeds in their heads and cause you to feel a certain way. But at the end of the day, when hell day comes, you will be treated and received like any other Black person here in America. So just to tie all of this up, I'm not saying that every African person feels like this, because even under that video, multiple Somalians were saying that they don't claim that woman, they don't think like her, they don't feel like that, and I believe it and I agree. I am African American, actually Nigerian American myself, and I know a lot of Nigerians don't feel the same way. When I did my Essence Fest video, I've had so many African people pouring love, saying we are one, we don't think like this. So I know that this is not the mindset of every African person, but there are a few who do think like this, who need to actually come and watch this video, come sit down and listen. Because at the end of the day, one thing people can do to take over your mind is divide and conquer and separate. So we have to understand that we are one. And that's what we need to continue to do, is be one in this world. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know if you all heard about this or seen this video, and drop down in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.